easy go.
What's up, guys? Thank you for clicking on the video and welcome to DCS Fitness Functional Fitness Information with Dan. I don't know if that's going to stick, but in this video we're going to go over a brief overview of how I set up my diet for flexible dieting. So first and foremost, I'm kind of explaining to you, this pertains as a diet, right? So we're dealing with calories, specifically macronutrients. So your carbohydrates, your fats, and your proteins. So kind of getting into the nitty gritty real quick for a brief synopsis. Carbohydrates are 4 grams, the dreaded carbs. Protein are also 4 grams. They're going to make up most of your diet. So, or 4 calories, I'm sorry. Per gram, protein is 4 calories. Per gram, carbohydrates are 4 calories. Those are going to make up the majority of your diet with flexible dieting. And generally most, if it fits your macros-based diet, unless you're eating specific diets. The next thing is fat. Fat is going to be 9 calories per gram. That's going to be one of your lower macronutrients. It's not going to be as dense in our diet. We're not going to do the typical keto stuff. That's not what we're looking at here. So, first and foremost, let's use an example guy, right? So, we're going to have Joe Schmo. Joe Schmo is 200 calories, or 200 calories. Wow, guys, this is starting out great. Joe Schmo is 200 pounds. So, to get Joe Schmo's calories, to start off, we're going to multiply his weight by 10. So, when we do that, we get 2,000 calories. That's not generally what his calories are. First, I use a multiplier to kind of account for his exercise. So Joe Schmo is going to be about moderately active guy. So I'm going to use a multiplier. Multipliers are going to range from 1.2 to 1.7 to 8. In the middle is 1.5. So 1.2 is somebody who's super sedentary, doesn't do too much. They kind of sit around, you know. I don't know why I did that. And they're not really going to be, they're not super active. 1.7 is somebody who's a construction worker, they're jackhammering, and they're doing all kinds of stuff. And they're also working out, very vigorous, or they're an athlete who works out twice a day. 1.5 is the average person, right? Most people are going to be working out, coming to the gym 4 to 5 times a week, and they're probably moderately active, you know. They stand up and walk around. That's what Joe Schmo is. Most people I found client-wise are in between like 1.3 to 1.6. Nothing really at 1.7 and never usually 1.2. That's kind of the outliers, right? You'll kind of have to find which one works for you, and you'll kind of see that as you go. So Joe Schmo is 1.5. So we multiply his calories by 1.5, and that gives us, public math here people, let's go with it, 3,200 calories. So that's his theoretical maintenance, right? So we're going to get into how I find the macros for that theoretical maintenance. First and foremost, I like body weight and protein. So either 80% of your body weight in protein or your body weight. I say that just because protein is a very important macronutrient. I'm not going to get into as to why it's an important macronutrient. It's good for muscle recovery, and it's also good for satiation, and it's very thermogenically active. You want to. I'm not going to move. I'm not going to budge on the fact that you need a lot of protein in your diet. The next thing we're going to do is fat. Fat's going to make up about generally 25 to 20%. You're going to notice I like sugary stuff. I like sweets, so I'm going to have 25% because a lot of those sweets have fat in it. So 25% of my calories, or Joe Schmo's calorie, is going to be what makes up his fat content. So the next thing, we're going to fill in the gap with what's left with carbs. So mathematically, how we're going to do this is he has 200 calories or 200 grams of protein. So that's 4 calories per gram. And then he also has, we're going to find 25% of his overall calories as fat. So that's going to be 88 grams. I did this math before. You can check it if you want. So we're going to do 88 times 9. So I didn't do this one. See, talking too soon. So we're going to do 88 times 9, guys. We'll do this together. That's 792 plus 200 times 4. That gives us 1592. So that's his calories with fat and protein only. So now his overall calories is 3,200. What we're going to do is subtract 1592, and we're going to divide that by 4. That gives us his carbs. So Joe Schmo, theoretically, is going to eat 400 grams of carbs, 88 grams of fat, and 200 grams of protein. So now what he's going to do, say Joe Schmo wants to be, let's say Joe Schmo wants to lose weight. So what we're going to do is Joe Schmo is going to take 500 calories from that, and that's a theoretical deficit. What Joe Schmo is going to do is he's going to track his weight for 4 to 5 days. If his weight stays the same or goes up, we're going to change the calories, and that's either going to be we're going to lower the calories by 100 and generally take that from carbs, or I don't generally like to take from fat. That's just going to be, because we don't want to mess with that. We have a lot of carbs to play with, and that's why I have most of our diet as carbs. It's very voluminous in terms of calories per macro, and then it's not that bad when you take away from it. So a lot of the times when you manipulate calories, you'll take it from the carbs. And then say we take the 100 calories away, we take a little bit from the carbs, which is about 25 calories, or 25 grams of carbs that equals out to be about 100 calories. So we do that. Joe Schmo weighs in for 4 days. And why I say 4 days is he's gonna weigh in his underwear after he goes to the bathroom in his skivvies. Oh God, you know, bathrooms help these guys. He's gonna do that for 4 days after he goes to the bathroom before he drinks any water. He's gonna write that down, and we're gonna see that he's trending downward. If he's trending downward, we found maintenance in terms of what his calories need to be to lose weight. And that works overall with maintaining your weight. He would just try to find, after 4 days, his maintenance or gaining his weight. He wants to find somebody who's gaining about a little bit, like 0.2 per day, not too much. That's kind of how I set it up. The reason I have you average your weight is because your weight varies. You know, you can drink water, you can go to bed at different times, wake up at every time. Once we find a trend, I have the people, if they're in a deficit or they're gaining weight, I have them weigh in every day and we average it by 7. So you're gonna weigh in for 7 days, you're gonna add all that up and you're gonna divide it and you'll get your weekly weight. And the weekly weight's what we're gonna pay attention to, whether you wanna gain weight, whether you wanna lose weight, or whether you wanna stay the same. I use an app called Weight Drop. It's really easy. You can just plug your weight in, or you can write it in a journal if you're old school like me, you know. Well, oh my God, I've never done it. I used to write it in a journal, but it depends on what you like. That's generally how I set that stuff up. I know it was kind of a brief synopsis, but kind of a really easy way. If you want me to get more in depth of how I would set up the calories, I will do that. Leave a comment down below if you want me to talk about weight gain or weight loss. There's a video about weight gain and weight loss and more in depth about what macros are and everything like that. I didn't want this video to be 10 minutes. I just want to give you guys a brief synopsis of how I set this diet up and what it entails. Also, big thing, the reason I do that averaging with the weight is there's no calorie counter that really finds out what your calories are. You have to figure it out just by watching your weight and making adjustments. That's kind of what you really need to do to find your maintenance. And that's what I do, and it works. It works for all my clients as well. The big thing is that multiplier accounts for your exercise. Do not ever listen to MyFitnessPal or anybody that says, I gotta track my calories on my watch and give me more calories to have. Don't do that. I counted for that with the macronutrient, with the multiplier there for your calories. You don't need to do that. And that's basically how you leave yourself in overeating or undereating. We don't want to do that. That's pretty much it. Flexible dining is really cool. It's awesome. You can track your calories and fit in, you know, some of the sweeter stuff, but try to stick to things that are not super unhealthy. You can fit in the unhealthy stuff, small amounts here and there. That's the beauty of this diet. Flexible diet, you track most of the day and fit in the healthy stuff and leave some room at the end of the day to have an Oreo, have some ice cream, just so you don't have to stress about overeating. You know, there's no such thing as a bad food. There's just if it doesn't fit your macros, and that's the big thing. People can be obsessive. I like to say not to. Keep it simple. A diet should be something that fits with what you normally eat. It shouldn't be something that changes it, or else you're not going to adhere to it. It should be something, so if you're dieting, you're trying to lose weight, you just kind of lower what you normally eat. Trying to gain weight, you just up what you normally eat. Trying to maintain, keep it the same, and just kind of track to make sure. That's pretty much it, guys. Like I said, if you want more videos like this, kind of more informational, let me know. Leave a comment down below. If you want more fitness videos, which we'll probably have more videos coming up next in vlogs. But if you have any questions, say about programming, more nutrition stuff, leave a comment. Let me know if you like this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.